Good Erev Shabbos, Golf Minute Synagogue. On this Erev Shabbos of Parashas Va'eschanan, I want to share with you an amazing Dvar Torah and some exciting announcements. This week's Parashas Va'eschanan begins with Moshe Rabbeinu Va'eschanan al Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu davened to Hashem for what? To enter into Eretz Yisrael. And he didn't just daven once, he davened many times. How many times? Chazal, our sages tell us, Rashi tells us 515 times. Where do we derive that number from? From the word Va'eschanan itself. Tuf is 400, Nun, 50, another 100, that's 5. And then Vav, Aleph, Ches, another 15, 515 times. And the question is asked, what is the significance of that number 515? How about 422? How about 318? There is a famous story that occurred shortly before World War II. Rav Chanan Wasserman, the Rosh Yeshiva Baranovich, and the Sar Shalom of Belz, the Belzer Rebbe, were together in the forest, and they're discussing this Chazal, and they were discussing a Gemara in Psachim, and Daf Peches, Daf 88, where the Gemara says that Avram Avinu referred to the Har Habayis, the place of the Beis HaMikdash, with the word Har, a mountain. Yitzchak with the word Sadeh, a field, that's where he prayed. And Yaakov with the word Bayis, a house. What is the significance of this? What is the meaning of this Gemara? And the Belzer Rebbe shared from his father, he said in the name of his father's father, based on a Medrash, a Zohar, that says that a Kadosh Baruch Hu came with the word Machaneh to build the Beis HaMikdash, and the word Machaneh is Bigematria 103, Mem 40, Nun 50, that's 90, Ches Hey is another 13, that's 103. Then comes Avram Avinu and he builds the second wall of the Beis HaMikdash with the word Har. Har is Gematria 205, Makolel, with the word itself 206. Comes 206 is Machaneh times 2, the second wall. Comes Yitzchak, 103 times 3, the third wall. Sadeh, Shin or Sin, 300. Dalet Hey 9, 309, 103 times 3, the third wall, 103 times 3. Then comes Yaakov with Bayis. Bayis is 412, 400, Tuf 400, Beis Yud 12. That is Machaneh 103 times 4, 412. But this house has no roof. The Beis HaMikdash had no roof. Comes Moshe Rabbeinu to put the roof on the Beis HaMikdash with his tefillah, with his prayer, 515. That is why he davened 515 times to come into Eretz Yisrael. He wanted to come to Eretz Yisrael to the Beis HaMikdash. That's what he really wanted. And he made his contribution with his tefillah. Amazing idea. Very deep and esoteric. I heard an amazing pshat. I want to thank Rabbi Zachariah Belsky, who shares me these great shiurim from Rabbi Daniel Gladstein, who we were zoche to have as our guest last winter. Wasn't that amazing? And he has an amazing shir on Torah Anytime, thousands of them. And just yesterday, he posted a shir that he gave yesterday about the missing floor of the Beis HaMikdash. Look it up on Torah Anytime, missing floor of the Beis HaMikdash. And after a whole lengthy introduction of what I just told you in just a few minutes, he says he suggests the following thing. What's missing from the Beis HaMikdash is the floor. Who's going to build the floor of the Beis HaMikdash? After citing a couple different ideas, he's offered his own. What does the pasuk in Shir Hashirim say? Ubetocho rotzuf ahava. In the inside is rotzuf ahava. Rotzuf is related to the word floor. Ritzpah, a floor. Rotzuf ahava, the floor, inside the floor is ahava, is love. What is that to mean? The Glassy wants to suggest that it's the love bein ish leishto, between husband and wife. That is the love. We have a mitzvah of the ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love your fellow. Who's your fellow? Your neighbor, your friend. It's every Jew. But the Gemara in Kiddushin says, who's the ultimate re'echa v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha? Where's the ultimate mitzvah of loving your fellow? It's your wife. The Gemara in Kiddushin Mem Aleph says one is obligated to see his wife before marrying her, so that he should love her. The mitzvah applies to one's wife. Now listen to this amazing thing. If we follow the gematria that we were doing before, 103, 206, 309, 412, 515, we add the floor, another 103, what's it going to be? 618. 618. What is the gematria of Ish? Ish is 311. Aleph, Yud, Shin. Isha, Shin, Aleph, Hey. 300, 1, 5, 306. 306 and 311 gets us all the way to 617. That's only one away from the 618. That's the love of Ish and Isha, which is Rotzef Ava, which is Ve'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha. What destroyed the Beis HaMikdash? Sinas Chinam, hatred, baseless hatred. What rebuilds the Beis HaMikdash? Love. Love, which starts at home, starts between husband and wife. And then it includes every other Jewish person. That is the love that rebuilds the Beis HaMikdash. And today, Erev Shabbos, Parashas Va'eschanan, we're only 6 days after Tisha B'Av, it's the 9th of Av. We are now on the day of Tu B'Av, the 15th of the month of Av. One of the happiest days of the year. The Gemara in Tainus elaborates on the special things of this day. What are one of the things that was special about this day? They made zivugim, they made shidduchim. They paired up. Husbands and wives, a source of love for the Jewish people. Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, the love that rebuilds the Beis HaMikdash. Where do we find the stories of the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash? In which Masechta, says Rabbi Gladstein, amazing observation, Maseches Gittin, the tractate dedicated to the halachas of a Jewish divorce, the separation of husband and wife. And where do we find the Agadata Gemaras, the Gemaras that talk about the love for Eretz Yisrael? That's right, in Kesubas, the Masechta, which is dedicated to the Kesuba, to the document which obligates a husband to the wife, the connection between husband and wife of Maseches Kesubas. Unbelievable. So on this Tu B'Av, this happy day of Tu B'Av, let us develop our V'ahavta L'Recha Kamocha, start at home between husband and wife, and build out a love for every Jewish person to combat that sinas chinam of Tisha B'Av, and that will rebuild the Beis HaMikdash. That'll lay down the floor. That's all that's missing. We'll bring Mashiach, the third Beis HaMikdash, b'meher v'yameinu, and that will be our ultimate nechama. This week we learn the stirring haftorah of Nachamu Ami Yoima Elokeichem. The consolation of the Jewish people after Tisha B'Av is that hope of the rebuilding of the Beis HaMikdash, which will come, Mitzvah Hashem, speedily in our days. And now I'd like to share with you a few quick announcements for this coming Shabbos. Kiddush is being co-sponsored this Shabbos by both the Horowitzes and the Deitches. The Horowitzes, Dr. Len and Ms. Marilyn Horowitz, in honor of their 25th anniversary, and we wish them many, many more happy anniversaries together ad me'ah v'esrim until 120. So appropriate for Tu B'Av. How about that? And we also want to thank the Deitches, Menachem and Miriam Deitch, for sponsoring Kiddush as well, a co-sponsorship in honor of their children who are visiting from Eretz Yisrael, Aviva and Michael Horowitz, who are visiting from Eretz Yisrael with their children, Kanai Nahara, beautiful mishpacha, and also in honor of Yortzites of their parents. Shalshudas, the newsletter is sponsored by Arnu Nina Horowitz, who are visiting the Shabbos. We're so excited to have them in honor of their parents' 25th wedding anniversary, as we mentioned, Dr. Len and Ms. Marilyn Horowitz. And Shalshudas is sponsored this Shabbos by myself, by Asher Penchel Yuga and Gabe Ritchie on the occasion of finishing Mishnayos Maseches Brachos. That was one of the other celebrations of Tu B'Av, by the way. Unbelievable. This is a power-packed Tu B'Av at GMS, at the celebration of the completion of a mitzvah, of the mitzvah of collecting the wood for the Maracha, for the Beis HaMikdash. Again, Beis HaMikdash. So we are celebrating that with sponsoring Shalosh Shus Mitzvah Hashem. Many more exciting announcements. Of course, we have our campaign coming up September the 11th, 12th, Sunday and Monday, 36 hours. We'll be raising $120,000, building on 120, building GMS for an even brighter future. We've got a lot of building to do, a lot of repairs and upgrades to make our beautiful building even more beautiful. So please join us, become a team, join the teams that are going to be raising money for GMS, and take upon yourself a responsibility of what you're going to raise for GMS. Contact me, contact any of the board members, Yosef Kirshner, Naomi Herzog, Marilyn Horowitz, Shoshana Rudman, any of the team. Contact us, let us know that you want to become part of this, and let us build an amazing future. Join us as we shape the next 120 years. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos.